Have you ever walked down an empty hotel hallway at 2 a.m. and felt an overwhelming sense that you shouldn't be there? You are not crazy. This subtle dread is not an illusion. Your brain is reacting to a literal glitch in reality. Welcome to the terrifying psychology of liminal spaces. For thousands of years, human brains evolved to expect movement. We look for patterns. We look for life. An empty school after midnight, an abandoned shopping mall with the lights still on, or an endless, windowless hospital corridor. These spaces were specifically designed for noise. They were built to hold crowds, energy, and constant motion. So when you find them completely silent and devoid of life, your primal brain triggers a silent, urgent alarm. It sends you one clear message: something is very wrong here. Where did everyone go? This silence isn't peaceful. It's deeply unnatural. It tells your survival instincts that a hidden danger might be near, a danger that perhaps caused everyone else to run away. We aren't inherently afraid of the dark. We are afraid of what hides in the dark. And in liminal spaces, we aren't afraid of the emptiness. We are terrified by the thought that we might not actually be alone. Look closely at the environments we build today. Look at the artificial fluorescent lights humming above you, the identical doors repeating over and over again. Modern architecture has created a world of transition, places that are meant to be passed through but never lived in. Waiting rooms, airport terminals, subway stations at 3 a.m. These are thresholds. You are between where you were and where you are going. You do not belong here, and the building knows it. When you stand alone in a place designed for thousands, you realize how small you actually are. You are standing inside a giant machine that has been temporarily turned off, and the faint buzzing of the lights is the only proof that time hasn't frozen entirely. Your mind tries to fill the void. You start hearing footsteps that aren't there. You see shadows moving just outside your peripheral vision. This is your brain desperately trying to make sense of the absence of humanity. Because a world without humans is a world that doesn't care if you exist. But there is something else hidden in these images. It's not just fear. It is a profound, crushing sense of nostalgia. There is a word for this: anemoia. It means experiencing nostalgia for a time or place you have never actually known. When you look at an image of a retro bowling alley or an empty indoor playground from the 1990s, you feel a strange ache in your chest. You remember a childhood that might not even be your own. These places represent a time of innocence that is permanently gone. The physical space remains, but the soul of the place has vanished. It feels like walking into a memory that has been abandoned. You are the only ghost haunting a place that refuses to die. We mourn the laughter that used to echo in these halls. We mourn the era before screens took over our lives. A liminal space is a museum of forgotten moments. Have you heard of the Uncanny Valley? It's a concept in robotics. When a robot looks almost exactly human, but not quite, it terrifies us. Liminal spaces are the uncanny valley of architecture. They look like places we know. They have doors, windows, and carpets, but the proportions are just slightly off. The hallways are a bit too long. The ceiling is a little too low. The wallpaper has a pattern that makes your eyes tired. It is a familiar world stripped of its familiar context. Like a video game map that you managed to break out of, you are exploring the unrendered edges of the simulation. And you get the sinking feeling that the creator never intended for you to see this. So, why are we so drawn to looking at these images online? Why do millions of people watch videos about empty spaces? Perhaps it is because our modern lives are overwhelmingly loud. We are constantly bombarded with notifications, news, and demands. In a strange way, the terrifying silence of a liminal space is the only true quiet we have left. It forces us to confront ourselves without any distractions. When you strip away the people, the noise, and the purpose of a room, all that is left is you and the present moment. It is deeply uncomfortable, yes, but it is also a moment of absolute clarity. We are all moving through a liminal space. Life itself is a transition between two great unknowns, from the void before birth to the silence after death. We are simply passing through the hallways of time. Next time you find yourself entirely alone in a place meant for crowds, do not panic. Stand still. Listen to the hum of the lights. Embrace the emptiness. Because for a brief, fleeting moment, you are the only conscious observer in a sleeping universe. And the space isn't watching you. It is waiting for you.